Good morning, Dornbush download number 44, closing. I feel like Steve Smith, closing in on 50. I can't play cricket for quids, but closing in on the half century. Who would have thunk it?
He just doesn't stop there though, does he?
He's a machine, that bloke. Going in at third, going in at first, drop number 3. I reckon that could be a bit of a challenge for him. But anyway, this isn't the cricket video. This is the
English though.
This is the share market video. But yeah, looking forward to the Ashes next week. But anyway, we'll talk about that later on. So
we'll see who's watching those. It'll be the big bags under the eyes on the download.
Like this. Anyway, let's talk shares. And a fair bit to talk about at the moment, Dan.
There is.
Share market's in an interesting little place. We're recording this on the 1st of July, so of course we've just finished yesterday, 30 June, and thanks to everyone who called at 6 o'clock last night trying to get stuff done.
I wasn't here.
Mel was here though. And no, look, in all seriousness, it was pretty much a nothing year, wasn't it? Like the share market was up 14 points for the year.
Yeah.
Like we may as well have not opened for the last financial year.
Just for dividends.
Just for dividends. Yeah. So if you include the dividends, it was about a 5% return. So again, compared to bank interest, 2.85, 5%, not dreadful, but you know, in the context of the returns that we've had over the last couple of years, last year just passed was pretty ordinary.
And it was a real sell in May and go away though, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
We didn't see that the year before. So.
And you know, you're right, because from January, which had from July to January it went nowhere. Then Glenn Stevens came out and said share markets, sorry, we're going to cut interest rates. Yep. So the share market went bananas. Yep. Technical term.
On yield.
And then, late April, early May, you know, rumblings of Greece, just general profit taking just went like this. And it's pretty ordinary. So let's talk quickly about Greece. What are you telling your clients to do as the TV's playing in the background?
It's a tough one, Andrew, isn't it? It's the real volatility that's associated with it. And I think, you know, it's buy time on those dips.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I think 5,400 for the market. So, and we spent a bit of time, you and I and Brendan. Michael's sunning himself somewhere. We don't want to go there, literally or figuratively. And it's we had a good look at the charts, didn't we? And we basically said, you know, 5,400's the mark.
Yep.
If it can't hold 5,400, it's going to go to 51. But it seems to keep bouncing off that 54. Yep. We even saw that yesterday. 3 times it tried to bust through, got to about 53.87 and rallied hard every time. Even this morning, we're rallying again. So
I'm interesting.
I think I'm with you. You know, you'd be trying to buy every time there's a dip.
Yeah.
Anything in particular you're sort of looking at in sort of, I know we've got a couple of shares we're talking about in a sec, but in blue chip land, any that
I'm just really waiting for those banks to come down. You know, if you look at the charts on ANZ and Westpac, there's a fair bit of negativity there still. So I think, you know, maybe around that $30 or high 29s, there could be an opportunity on both those companies. If you get those.
So one of the charts that April's about to throw up for us is Telstra. How did she do that? Is Telstra. And Telstra, you know, was $6.60 back in late February when everyone thought the world was a happy place. Yep. And here we are today at 6.10 or something like that. It's come dividends, about 50 days away from going ex-dividend. So, yeah, look, I would certainly be thinking that Telstra would be definitely from a yielding point of view. It would be one that you'd certainly be having a look at. They've still got it all over Optus and Vodafone. They've just come out with this new Telstra Air thing. So if you go past a post box, you'll see the little purple thing on top.
I've seen that,
Yeah, so that's basically putting out Wi-Fi. And if you're a Telstra customer and you've got home Wi-Fi, you type in your credentials when you're out and about, and you can sort of use your home Wi-Fi quota. Really interesting stuff.
It is.
So, yeah, certainly Telstra would be one that I'd be thinking
about. And that's
about.
really just following on from iiNet, isn't it? Don't they have Adelaide sort of pretty much hooked up with
Internode.
Adelaide?
Yeah, Internode.
Internode, yeah.
So you've got one that you were looking at in particular.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago we spoke about Dividend Harvester. Another bit of shares exchange-traded fund is YMAX, which is the top 20 equity yield maximiser fund. That
was one that you and I were talking about on Monday about the, anyway, you can tell everybody else, but it had a pretty good yield from memory.
Yeah, it's the dividend harvester that we spoke about previously. If you annualise that yield out at about 11.5, this one's paying about 8.7. Paying quarterly, 8.7% per annum paid quarterly. Got to get that right, don't you?
Yep.
It invests in the top 20 companies. but it does sell call options as well, so it sort of increases that yield through the sale of the call options.
So for clients out there who are holding DJW shares, and its sister company's Australian Foundation Investment, AFI trades at about a 4% yield. DJW trades at about a 6% yield, and that extra 2% is, as you just described, using options.
Yep.
And so it sounds like these guys are doing exactly the same thing, but instead of a listed investment company, where DJW are trying to pick different companies, but more broadly speaking, these guys are just
holding the 20.
Yep. So, okay. So what's the
pretty
code
good
on that one?
companies in there. That's YMAX, and if you'd like a research piece, Andrew, or my emails. April's good at that.
April's very good at that. Check below. And in fact, I'm going to Sydney in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm actually meeting with Beta Shares, and they've said they've got some more info on that, so that'll be interesting as well. All right, well, that's good. Anything else we need to be covering off on? We'll talk about 30 June in a second, but anything else share-wise?
I don't think so, Andrew.
Yeah, I think...
it's reporting period coming up, isn't it? We've seen a few downgrades. So I think that's just to watch out for there.
Yeah, and again, historically, and we looked at a chart on Monday, another chart on Monday, that showed the first 2 weeks of July are a little bit iffy, but once you see those dividends starting to come through from the bank, sort of that second half of July really does seem to sort of kick along market-wise. So, yeah, look, I'm with you. Certainly, next couple of weeks with the Greece referendum on Sunday, probably just be a little bit circumspect. Every time it dips below 5,400, start looking at some of the ones that we spoke about. But from a general market point of view, getting its act together probably sort of mid-late July onwards. Now, 30 June, Emily, who of course starred last week, and her mum liked the video. Thanks, Mum. Basically...
43 likes on Facebook by Emily's mum.
and the rest of her family. The big message around 30 June portfolios, of course, is that we're just getting swamped here at the moment. So anytime after the 13th of July is when they'll start being sent out. As we said, anyone with a super fund will automatically receive it, whether you've got $1 or $1 million, anyone with a super fund. But if your portfolio is over 150,000 non-super funds, you will get one as well. But if you are under 150,000, send Emily or Mel an email, dpadmin@dp.net.au. They'll add you to the list, and after the 13th of July, we'll start sending those reports out. And again, if you have unlisted investments, you should not expect to receive those directly from the company until sort of September, October, November, because they're just, I wouldn't say slack, but you know, there's a lot more paperwork to get through in their world.
There is a lot more paperwork.
So so we will get it to you as quickly as we can. Please be patient. Dan, anything else from you?
All good.
Till next week.
Thanks.